Good day, everybody. I have here with me Associate Professor Dr. Ayça, and she's the chairperson of the Journalism Department of Communications Faculty. And today I have her here with me to discuss the development and the launching of the new student publication program called Perspective. Basically, a student publication is like a platform that which the students of an institution, they produce, they develop, and they also basically they work in the publication about things going on in the university or things going on in the country. So Hojam, you're a journalist. Are you still practicing journalism, or you're just focusing on being a professor for now?
I was a journalist.
Okay.
I worked as a journalist before I started my academic career. Now I am an academic. I am studying journalism, and also my focus is on peace journalism and rights-based journalism, and we have a course in this faculty, in our curriculum, a course on rights-based peace journalism. Yes, I am now an academic. I'm not practicing journalism anymore, but I love journalism.
It shows that she's the perfect person to head the student publication. Okay, so we're going straight into it. Can you tell us a little bit about the Perspective? The
Perspective is a student, it's an online newspaper or an online news website. Students from our faculty and from other faculties as well are contributing to the newspaper Perspective. It's a bilingual publication.
Yes.
It's going to be published in Turkish and English. And the reason we chose Perspective as its name is because it's the same word in Turkish and English.
Okay.
Perspective, your point of view, which refers to your point of view, is both. It's written a little bit. It's slightly different in Turkish and English, but it's the same word.
Okay. All right. What is the main focus or main purpose of Perspective?
To give students a platform where they can practice journalism. So it's open to all students, but all students who are interested in writing and expressing themselves. Not just in writing, also in video reporting, podcasts. It will be open to podcasts as well. There will be video interviews like you're doing now. It's going to be a platform for students, online student newspaper. All established universities in the world have their student newspapers, and some starting from earlier 20th century. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're quite excited about it, and I see the same excitement in the eyes of our students as well, like you.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes, because in Cyprus, I don't know about the other schools, but I've never heard of any student publication, any newspaper, so this is kind of like the first one, which is a very good idea because it gives the students an opportunity to practice all that they've been taught in classes. It's like, I don't want to say extracurricular activity, but it's very good to put into work what you've learned and what you've been taught by your teachers. Okay, what type of news stories is it going to prioritize?
Stories about the campus, student life, also life in Cyprus. We're open to, for example, book reviews. There will be book reviews, film reviews as well. Our spectrum is quite open. I mean, we're open to different subjects, topics. What are you working on now? You're working for Perspective
I'm
as
also
well?
working for Perspective.
Yeah?
Right now, I'm not really working on anything, but my last project was about the New Year's party in the faculty, and I and my colleague Ola, we attended the party, we took some pictures, we walked around, interacted with everybody, gathered information, asking them how they felt attending the party, and basically from that information we got, we were able to get a little news story that we've just, you know, returned in for.
How did it
review.
feel?
It felt nice. It felt really good to be able to talk to people and they like talk back to you and give you feedback on the questions you're asking. It felt nice. What's your process for editing and approving articles before they go on the website?
The articles will be edited by a team of professors, and before it's published, it will be approved as well. So it will go through a detailed editing process, and in this process, students will learn as well because we will give feedback to students. And while the best way of learning to me, in my opinion, is to do by doing.
Yes.
Okay, learning by doing. So you're going to write your stories, receive your feedback from us, and then learn and improve your skills, basically.
Yes.
So that's the way I learned journalism as well. I learned it by doing. And the first story I was doing an internship at that time in a very successful news magazine in Turkey. And my first story was published on the cover of the news magazine. It was a big success, but now let's turn the other side of the coin. It was a good story. It was so they accepted the story. They were excited, and I made telephone interviews by many people. I interviewed many people, and but I didn't know how to write it. So I wrote in my style.
Yes. How you knew.
How I knew to write it.
Yes.
But my editor could not deal with it, so he sent the story to the managing editor. The managing editor looked at the story and he was frustrated and he sent it to the editor-in-chief. And the editor-in-chief edited the story, finalized the story. But and the story became a story. Okay, the writing became a story. A story. But it was so embarrassing for me. I was so embarrassed at that time because the story had become a problem.
Yeah.
And so I withdrew my signature from the story, which was a big mistake. Now I would say it is a big mistake. You should not do that. But the editor-in-chief accepted my request, and the story was published anonymously.
Wow.
But it was published on the cover page.
Yeah.
So, but later I worked at the foreign news desk of a newspaper, and there I learned how to best write stories. So how to write them, you compile information, you write your story, and by doing and repetitively, it becomes a skill. So it's important for students to practice.
Yes.
It's not just learning in class. Learning in class is part of it. So you need to practice your skill. For your knowledge to become a skill, you have to practice it. And this perspective will provide a platform for students to practice and develop their skills.
Yes. Yes, I think so too. How would you ensure accuracy and credibility in reporting the news? You know, like when the students bring their news stories and their topics, how would you like make sure that everything is accurate and credible?
We're going to check it, and I trust the students as well because they are going to be reporters, and it has to be an ethical undertaking.
Yes.
So it has to be ethical. So work ethics, journalism ethics, is part of the education that we're giving here. So I hope we won't have any stories which will be so you are not so sure like me.
Yes, I think that will happen too because every communication, every student that is in the communications department must have taken all these classes. I took them, so I'm very sure the rest of them took them and they know the work ethics, and I'm sure they will be able to provide news stories with correct credibility and yes.
You need to double check the information
Yes.
that you receive.
Yes.
So that's an important part of your work, double checking.
Yes. How do you plan to engage more students as readers and contributors to the newspaper?
We had announcements published in Uzebim, our student platform, university platform. We will work with the student dean's office, deanship office, and work with clubs more closely with clubs and other. So we will perhaps we may have a meeting with the clubs in the coming weeks, once we are on the internet, they will see it, and they will. We will also have use the social media for our stories, for promoting our stories. So they will see us, I think.
Hojam, do you have any words of encouragement to to students who don't attend the communications faculty? Maybe they're like worried or they cannot contribute to the newspaper. How can I help? Do you have anything to say to them to maybe encourage them to come?
Yes, they should come as well. And we have already some students coming from other faculties.
Okay.
Yes. I think this will increase, the number will increase as we publish online.
Yes.
We will have workshops. We will have workshops on news writing, video reporting, and editing. Okay, and students who are not from the Faculty of Communication will take these workshops are open to all who will work for Perspective, and students from other faculties are very welcome to join us and take the workshops. And these workshops will help them to learn by doing, basically.
Okay, you've heard, guys. Don't be shy to come and volunteer your services and your assistance. Everybody is welcome. This is all for the interview. Basically, everything Ayça Hojam has said was very clear, very insightful. The student newspaper is basically a platform for students to work and find a way to put their knowledge that they've been taught, like in the faculty and in other places. Is a good place for them to, show and work and input their knowledge into physical activities concerning the course, like the newspaper. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you also Ayça Hojam for doing this interview.